everyone. Good to see you all.
You too.
Sorry, let's start with the apologies. Sorry, last month was like totally a mess. First, I sent the wrong link. I got that right this time. And then we had technical problems and it wouldn't connect. Um, so here we are. Now we're all together. And it's October. And we're in the middle of the biggest selling season of the year. So good to see you all. And answer me this, open the chat and see if you see some links that I put in there.
Yeah, I got him. Well, wait.
You
No.
should have a link to a Julie Schumer video, a link to the club dashboard, and the library password.
No.
No,
No.
I guess you can't do that stuff in advance. All right.
And speaking of the dashboard, how do we sign into the dashboard? I can't access it.
Well, that's what I'm going to give you. Okay, now I just put something in there. You should see that now.
Yeah, the Julie Schumer video, club
Dashboard.
dashboard. Yeah.
All right. And there's the password for the dashboard. And then I'm also putting the business planner in there. On the dashboard, but I downloaded it and put it in the chat as well in case you haven't seen it. Although I hope you have, because it was linked in the last two emails that we sent to the club.
And I don't recall getting those, but I could have just missed them. But when I go on the dashboard, I don't even see a place to sign in.
I'm sorry, go down to the resource library, go scroll down until you get to resource library. For the resource library, you have to sign in.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I've missed you all.
Yeah, we've missed you.
We've been on the road too much,
Yeah, wow.
but we're getting excited for Miami.
Good.
So let's start with that. What have people been doing over the last couple of months? Where have you been? What have you done? Art fairs, art festivals, open studios. What's been going on? Shireen, we'll start with you.
I've kind of hijacked Eric a bit for my side of the business, but in the background, we've just been seeing a lot more activity at galleries that he works with. And earlier this year sold a commission, and then that turned into four more from the same guy. So Eric's working on that, and a couple commission pieces left from the Porsche event that we did. I think I spoke about that one last time where we went out of the box, and he likes Porsches. He likes making Porsche art. So we went up to an annual Porsche event and booked several commissions. So he has a few of those left he's doing. And then it's funny, in the background, I have the booth from Santa Fe, and over one of my shoulders is a Zia piece. And he just recently started working with, I believe it's Navajo Casino in Nevada, and they bought that piece and then just are buying a second piece from him. So that's another kind of weird, out of the box, long story with a friend who went somewhere and had a conversation. So it's just been a really crazy fall where a lot of fishing lines that we've put out over the last couple of years, all that work that you do, and you don't necessarily get that immediate satisfaction of that piece selling at a show or, that connection happening. And then boom, all of a sudden, things seem to have been happening. So that's what we've been up to. And in the meantime, he's making art for Miami, which is exciting.
That's great.
Yeah.
Renee and Mary Lynn, how about you? What have you guys been up to?
Well, I technically retired from my other career, and so we took 3 weeks and went to France,
Oh, nice.
where we captured some bonsai trees that we will be turning into art for Art Miami. And while we were there, I had some of my photos up out to friends, and I sold a photo. So yeah,
That's great.
and right before the day before we left, we sold a large piece of art that we showed in San Diego last year and haven't showed since. And it is now in a law office downtown.
Very nice. That's
Yeah.
great. That's terrific.
Mm.
Rebecca, how about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for Art Santa Fe again. So it started out not so great. I'll be honest, I sold 2 small pieces, but I had this couple come into my booth and a few weeks ago got an email from them, and they had been really enthusiastic when they came in, but got an email that they can't live without one of my paintings. And so I just delivered it this morning. They live in Santa Fe, and my husband helped them hang it. But that was so fantastic because it's the 8th piece that I've sold in this new series that I'm working on. So that will really help in terms of getting a gallery, which is sort of my focus over the winter. And also, this couple, they were raving about Art Santa Fe.
Oh,
Oh, that's such a great show, and we had such a great time, and so many great artists. And so it was really good to hear that too, from them. And they just moved to Santa Fe, so they're looking for art for their home. And I don't have any shows planned at the moment because I'm just going to be focusing on working on my series. But I'm leaving Friday for San Miguel de Allende to study more composition, oil and cold wax, which is what I do with sort of the king of oil and cold wax who lives there. So it's a workshop there. So I'll be there for about 9 days. So yeah,
no, that's great.
really interested to see how it affects my work. But again, I'm thrilled to have made this sale. Most expensive piece, biggest piece I've sold so far. So that was great.
Well, congratulations. That's terrific.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
I just think, what Shireen shared and what you're
Yeah.
sharing, it you don't know really
Yeah.
the impact you're having on people when you do events, whatever they might be, whether it's an open studio, it's a festival, it's a fair, it's one of our fairs, whatever it is, you just don't know how that's going to come back to you. And of course, I love hearing that they loved Art Santa Fe. Sophie, I know that you were out of town. You were doing a residency.
Well, hold on before we get to Sophie. Hold on, Sophie. So Rebecca, 2 things. Number one, if you could get a quote over to Linda, it would be great. A testimonial from those
Will
people,
do.
their
Yeah.
name would be outstanding.
Well, are you looking for a quote from them or from me?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. And Linda's right. You never know the impact people have on you. I remember the first time that I was on a bus and this girl laid her head on my shoulder and fell asleep. And we were going down to Alvera Street in LA. And I really liked this girl. And, that was second grade. I only bring that up because I was telling my wife about it the other day, and she's like, well, "Do you remember her name?" And I go, "Yeah, Gwen Gallipo." Anyway, just a little humor for that. ahead, Sophie.
You're
You're
on
on.
mute. You're on mute.
Unmute.
There you go.
So I went to an art retreat in Italy. It was absolutely amazing, 5-star. It was really great with American artist Michael Carson, who does a lot of portrait and oil painting. So I went there mostly to learn how to use oil paint because I don't use it. I had a great time. It was a great place. I recommend it to anybody who can go there. It was just fabulous all the way through. And also there's the biggest sport auction in the US going on for horses. It's in Lexington, Kentucky. It's called the Sporting Art Auction. And I was asked to send a piece there. So I'm part of that auction, which is very, very exciting for me because it's a big thing and they don't ask just anybody. And so I was really happy to send a piece there, and it's in the catalog, and that's very exciting for me. And what else? I won a few awards with Wild Art Gallery. I won honorable mention for the Pink Flamingo. I won a finalist for another painting, and I won another finalist in another category for another there's these online contests there that they do. I'm not sure it's a good thing or not, but whatever. I participated and I won a few awards. I guess it's just to put on my website that I won a few awards.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's great. Good.
but the sporting auction is very it's very concrete and it's very real. It's very exciting.
That is exciting. That is exciting. I love your experience in Italy also. I'm sure, gave you a lot to think about.
It was amazing. Seriously, it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Linda, how about you? What have you been up to?
There we go. Trying to get to the mute button so I could unmute myself. Certainly nothing as exciting as everyone else here, and I'm thrilled for them. It's wonderful. A lot of stuff going on with husband's health and stuff. So that's keeping me a little on the down low as far as art. I do have a show coming up in March. That's my next show in Great Falls. And other than that, doing work at the gallery and trying to get my mojo back for photographing, working with clay. I do a little bit of clay work.
Oh,
So that's, either one of those kind of gives me a little bit of I don't want to say freedom, but it's an inspiration each in its own way.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had at my ceramic studio yesterday, we had a invited artist do a demonstration.
Mhm.
And he really works. I do hand building and sculpture, but he
Yes.
really works on the wheel. But what he showed in terms of, I'll call it alternative firing process, was amazing. Amazing.
Was it raku?
Well, okay, so there was a he does some naked raku pieces.
Okay.
And then he does something that's called abkara. And it's like raku in that you put it in the kiln and you get it to a certain temperature. And then you've got this brew of water, flour, sugar, and yeast. And
Really?
it's hot. It's like 1600 degrees.
Mhm.
And you dump it in that brew. And, all kinds of magic happens. And then you
Yep.
put it in water. So you
Mhm.
take it out of there, dump all that stuff out, and put it in water. And what comes out is amazing.
I'm sure
So
it's incredible.
it turns shades of brown.
Mhm.
I think is the best way to describe it. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty interesting. And of course, all of us who don't do the wheel were thinking, okay, so how can we do that?
Right.
Or
I'm
why
sure you
would
could do it with
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Yeah.
I just think seeing other artists and seeing what they do is always inspiring, and other mediums, I think are also, can always teach you things that are inspiring.
Always. I hand build too. Technically, it's like technically I know how to quilt, but I don't quilt. Technically, I know how to throw, but I am not a good thrower on the wheel. I do hand build, and I like leaves, so I will make leaves and make things. Most of my work has a leaf on it, some form. And right now I'm working on what I call a leaf bowl, and it's about, I don't know, about 8 inches tall and maybe 10, 12 inches in diameter, maybe, with a base. And then I make my leaves and stick them in the base and pull them up. And it's in the process. It's not quite dry enough to work on more, but I don't want it to get too dry because, of course, then you can't.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm working on now.
sounds great. And because you photograph nature, it makes perfect sense to me that you're
That's
making a ceramic piece inspired by nature.
inspired by nature always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn, how about you? What have you been up to?
Well, hi. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself. Thank you so much also for all your emails and for help. I just want to say you guys have been super, super amazing and helpful, and I'm so excited. So I'm getting ready for Miami for Spectrum. So I can't wait for that. I feel like it's very overwhelming, but very excited. There's a lot to do, and I like to be organized. So I'm just going through lists and getting everything done. I prefer to get everything done sooner than later, and so that's just what I'm preparing for. My only thing that I'm kind of worried about, 'cause I remember the last talk that one artist from Mexico was saying that his art arrived later and there was a bit of a problem. So my only thing is to work on, I'm thinking maybe even to send my artwork in November so that I don't have any of those problems at all. So I've got to kind of push myself a little bit more just to get everything ready on time. That's all. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
And remind me, where are you located?
So I'm from Israel.
So you would be sending the work from Israel.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely plan ahead. Definitely plan ahead. And you can connect with in your exhibitor manual, in the back of the manual, there's our international shipping handlers, and they're terrific. And so you can connect through them, even to go into an advanced warehouse.
Okay, perfect. So I would contact them and not to ship from here. I would, because I usually use like FedEx. So would they do everything, or I'd contact them when it arrives in Miami
I would contact them at the outset,
before?
before,
Okay.
and then make a full-on plan, coordinated with them.
Darren,
Okay.
they're a freight forwarder, so they're expensive. So what happens is they take care of all the import fees and the customs and all of that stuff. If you can send your work to a family member or somebody
I've
that's,
got a family member, yeah, in Miami. That's what I was thinking of doing.
yeah, that's
And
what you
that,
should do. And by the way, is it canvas?
No, it's aluminium.
Oh, okay. So you'll have to box it up and send it. Yeah. That's what
Exactly, yeah.
I would send it to your family member.
Okay.
Absolutely. How many pieces?
Probably I'm thinking around 8 to 12 max, and then just out so that I've got a few extras just in case.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, if you have somebody in Miami, send them there directly.
It's
Yeah.
a 10. I got the 10 by 10, so I think 8 to 12 pieces is correct. I don't know. They're
How big are they?
it's about my biggest piece is around 90 centimeters by 90 centimeters.
Yeah, that's you could easily put 12.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, send them to your family member.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
And then
idea.
I'll use Carlite. That's exciting. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, and so Shireen and Rennie and Marilyn and Taryn, you're all participating in Miami. Use that exhibitor manual, and you're coming up on deadlines now. I think the last deadline is next week. So just be sure that you've got all of the operational forms and everything filled out if you haven't already. And then, read that manual again and then read it again and make sure you've just got everything covered. The other thing, because as I started this session saying this is the most important sales quarter of the year, think about all of you. Think about what are you doing to really hit on that opportunity. People are looking for holiday gifts. People are, it's also the, right now, September, October are the height of the home decorating, home renovation period, people getting ready for the holidays. So it's another great opportunity for selling artwork. And, hence the timing of Miami Art Week and a number of other fairs that have just happened in New York and across the country. So hopefully you took a look at the business planning materials. These I created these a couple of years ago when I was working with a number of artist clients, and they're just worksheets that really, I think, kind of get you thinking. There's nothing magical, quite frankly, about them. It just sets out how to think about making a business plan, what goes into a business plan. And as you think about this fourth quarter, as you think about 2026, you should be planning 2026 right now. If you haven't already started, then get started and use these business planning sheets as a tool to help you think that through. What do you want to accomplish? How do you want to accomplish it? And are there key goals that you want to achieve over the next 6 months, over the next 12 months? Those are the things to start outlining and just keep both kind of front of mind as well as back of mind, so that kind of all roads start to lead to those things that you've determined are your focus. And one of the things that we shared last month, I hope you got a chance to look at it. If you haven't, it's one of the links that I posted in the chat, the Julie Schumer video. Julie is a frequent exhibitor at our fairs, and she was exhibiting at Art Santa Fe this year. And in Santa Fe, we have something that we call the Collective for first-time exhibitors. And she came in and she gave a presentation on really how she has built her business on social media, as well as just in the day-to-day marketing. And it was terrific. And so I asked her if she would do it again with me and record it. And that's what that video is. So if you haven't taken a look at it, by all means, take a look at it. And she really gives you a game plan. We've talked a lot about social media. Hannah has a great video that's on. I think it's on the dashboard, but it certainly is in the resource library about social media, kind of like the 1, 2, 3, 4 of how to. And we've got a social media guide, and it's on the dashboard. But what Julie does in this video is really gives you the how to. Okay, all right, that's the direction, those are the steps, but here's how she did it. And how she continues to do it. If you're not already following Julie Schumer, follow her. Because what she does is an everyday lesson in how to build your business. She does workshops, a limited number of them, but she does workshops in her studio with, I think, 2 or 3 people at a time. So it's not like a whole big class of folks. But I think it's kind of what we were talking about before, in terms of going to a retreat, going to a class yourself. But what she finds is it stimulates her, it gives her momentum and ideas as well, in just, coaching and cheering another artist on. So be sure to take a look at that. And yeah, so any questions, Sophie, Renee, Mary Lynn, Shireen, about Miami that we can help you with? And the rest of you understand one thing. Miami Art Week is the biggest art event on the planet. It truly has become the largest international art event in the world. And that is a signal. There's almost 200,000 people that come into Miami for Miami Art Week from all over the world. They're thinking about art. What have you got? You've got art. Get it out there. Get it out there on social media. People are going to be thinking about it. They're going to be impacted by it. It'll be the buzz. So even though you're not there, make it as though you were. Market yourself. Promote your artwork. Get busy with a plan. Because I think that, people are looking, people are interested, people will be influenced by what's going on in Miami. There'll be stories that come out. Remember a few years ago, the banana and all of that. So it gets top of mind. And I think that, just remembering that and kind of taking advantage of that is an important opportunity.
Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So I paint on, large canvas board. So the paintings are heavy. And I shipped a painting of the largest size that I do, and this is to get to Miami. To Dallas, it cost me about $600 or $700. So one of the things that holds me back, and I'm sure, and maybe Eric can help me with this, is shipping, say, 12 paintings, including 5 maybe that are 30 by 60 on this canvas board, to Miami. So I'm new enough at this, I don't know how to get them there in an economically reasonable way. Now, it is Miami, so I can certainly add quite a bit per painting to the cost, or to the price, the retail price. But, if you, I don't know, talk about this later, but I'd be interested in Miami, but I don't want to, I'm concerned about getting it there. It's also oil and cold wax. In Miami, it can get soft maybe in the heat. So there are various issues. Otherwise, I'd love to be there. Help me.
Where do you live?
Santa Fe.
Right. It's a long drive.
It's a schlep.
Yeah.
And then you worry about, like you've got a van or something, rent a van, and then you're in a hotel, and it's, you got it in the parking lot. I've heard about.
So how many paintings can you paint a year or a month?
I'm pretty productive.
Okay, that's good. So
Yeah.
make some paintings and build a crate and put them in the crate. Or wait till next year and do Santa Fe and then bring your crate to Santa Fe and then load some paintings in from Santa Fe when the show is finished. Put some paintings in there and expect to be in Miami. We'll take your crate to our warehouse in Ohio. We'll put it in Ohio in the warehouse and we'll take it to Miami and put it in your booth.
To know.
No charge.
Right.
And Rebecca, we
what?
do encaustic work.
Yeah.
So last year we just used bubble wrap and glassine and vapor lock. And then this year I switched to using insulated bags that I make. And our work was pristine when it got to Santa Fe and it was summer.
Yeah, no problem at all.
The one thing I would add to your crate, insulate it. Just buy insulation wherever you can find it cheapest. And I insulated the outside and the inside. And it's
Okay.
been fine.
So did you bring your paintings in a van across?
Nope,
I'm not sure.
we shipped them in a crate to Santa Fe and now they're apparently sitting in a warehouse in Ohio, waiting to go to
Okay.
Miami. But I found the insulated bags worked really, really well this year.
Okay, that's great. I know when I shipped it, I actually had them specially created with like a 2-inch gap between anything, even glassine or certainly not bubble wrap, because I've heard bubble wrap can, because it's soft, it can create that image on your work.
Right.
So they went through and actually, created like a 2-inch separation.
We actually use glassine and then cardboard. And we've had no problem with any kind of marks.
Okay.
But I find that the insulation is better. But you can email us.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll put my email in the chat and you can email us.
I think that one of the things that Eric developed that has been so tremendous for artists is what we call the freight concierge program.
I
and
agree.
That's really what Rennie and Mary Lynn are talking about is whatever show you're doing. So you're doing Miami and you decide that you want to do Santa Fe or you want to do New York in April. Well, if your work is in a crate, that's the one stipulation, is it has to be in something that is shippable and can go in a truck and go on a pallet and be managed with a forklift. So it needs to be sturdy packaging, all of that kind of thing. And then we take it, we put it on, we've got 18 wheelers loading in lights and walls and everything else.
And of course, when I was in Santa Fe, excuse me, Linda, when I was in Santa Fe in July, I didn't know yet. I couldn't make a decision about Miami, so that's why I didn't give it to you, but I was very tempted. So I'm just saying, if I decided I wanted to try to get to Miami this December, but my pieces are heavy. It costs a fortune to get them there. But Eric, if you have an idea of I'm willing to pay extra just to make sure they do arrive in pristine condition too. And thank you, Rennie and Mary Lynn too, for that. So maybe we could talk later.
Yeah, there's not a lot of secrets to it. I mean, sometimes art is just really big and heavy. There's a lot of our exhibitors that have pieces that are 6x8, even canvases. And they're shipping them all over the world. And then, a couple of them have made decisions that here in the United States, when they sell a piece, they sometimes just drive and hang it.
Right.
Take 2 or 3 days on the road and they bring other pieces and they meet the clients and they create a relationship and they make it fun. They got a Sprinter van or a motorhome or something to haul the art in, and they just make it a whole project, and that's okay too. And other people ship stuff. It just depends what you want to do, but there's no easy way, especially when you're painting on board. If you were painting on canvas and were painting in acrylic and you could roll it up, we have a framer in Miami, and you have a 40 by 40 piece, you roll it up, put it in a tube, send it to the framer, he stretches it and delivers it to your booth, right? So a lot cheaper to ship. But when you're creating stuff and you're getting big boxes, there's some people that no, you guys, Susan, Mary Lynn, you guys had a freight company that you used that was pretty inexpensive, right?
Pirate ship.
We use pirate ship.
Yeah,
So
pirate.
we just sent a piece to France as a wedding gift, but I packaged the crap out of it, excuse my French, and we get it on pirate ship and it still ships like UPS. It doesn't ship FedEx, but there's a lot cheaper than FedEx, and we have never had, knock on wood, never had any issues.
And it was $45 to send to
It's 44
France.
bucks to send. Now it was a small piece,
Oh,
but
isn't that
still,
small, but
yeah. But we've sent bigger pieces out to San Diego in boxes and no problem.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I find the crate system, I especially like the idea that, the crate system works really well. They take really good care of the crates.
Yeah, that's great. Ship 2 or 3 shows in one
We
crate.
ship 2 shows in one crate.
There you go.
So
Thank you so much. That's
yeah,
great.
and I've got plans. I'll ship you my plans.
So Rennie and Mary Lynn put their Gmail address in the chat. Sophie, you had your hand raised a minute ago. Did you have a question or a comment?
Yes, I did have, well, it's not a question. I'm thinking if you do that with the crate and you ship the crate from Santa Fe to Miami, that means that you're showing all the same pieces at both shows, right? And you don't have new stuff
Yeah, so what happens is, some people that use the crate method will, when they show up at the show, they'll bring on the plane some extra pieces and they'll re-put them back into they'll switch things out. They sell pieces. Your crate is just a vehicle and you've got to keep filling it up. So that part's up to you. But yes, you definitely have to refill it if you're selling. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that it happens pretty quickly that you have to fill your crate when the show's done. So if you sold a few pieces and don't have pieces to put back in, or you're putting the same pieces, then you're shipping the same pieces to Miami. So
Well, Rebecca lives in Santa Fe, so she could restock them and send new pieces to Miami. Then she's got pieces in Miami, and then she's going to do Santa Fe again. We bring the crate to Santa Fe. She does the show again, restocks it. And if you want to do New York, you do New York, Yeah.
But
it helps when you live near one of the shows.
Yeah. It's also, remember, it's a different audience. It's not the people that have seen the work in Santa Fe, most of them aren't going to be in Miami. There might be a handful that's in Miami. Taryn, I see your hand up.
Yes, when is the New York show?
New York is just a minute, April 9th through the 12th.
So if I decide, I don't want to bring my art back to Israel if it doesn't get sold. If I decide to use the crate method and then exhibit in New York, is that an option?
Yeah.
It's always an option, sure.
You just you have to pay the deposit for New York, pick out your booth. You can fill out the registration form in Miami, and then you just pack your crate and you leave your art in your booth and you walk away from Miami and you're like, this is great. Pick up your
Yes, I
crate.
can definitely decide that and see how Miami's going. Yeah, that's a great option.
That's right. It happens all the time with us. I mean, Mita and Jeff and our operations team are, at the end of the show, they're running around because there's so many people that are like, I want to go to New York and I have a crate now. And so, we'll pick up 10, 20 crates. I mean, it just depends, So.
And do you charge for that, for the storage in crates? No, just you have to pay for New York. Okay.
And then you have to sign a document that indemnifies us for any damage. So if the truck from Ohio falls into a ditch on the way to New York, it's too bad.
Yeah, got it. No, I'm not bringing anything back.
Well, most people can replace their art, and that's the idea. When I was talking about this with Jeff and everybody on our crew, it's like, look, we're an easy group to get along with, and the artists have to be the same way. We're not transporting Warhol Marylands that are $175,000. They need to be insured, right? But most of you can replace your art without a huge amount of costs. And you've already saved that money by using our shipping facility. So it's kind of an honor system type thing. But you fill out a document that indemnifies us. So we're not responsible for your work. So if you want to insure it, you can insure it. That's just up to you. Yeah.
The other thing that you could do, Taryn, just thinking out loud, is you can ship your work to your family there in Miami, and you could have a crate built in Miami. And then the work goes in the crate and now goes on our truck and arrives in your booth in New York.
Sometimes there's extra crates.
But when you're saying crate, I mean, it's a wooden box. That's what you're referring to. I mean, that's our ship. So from Israel, it's 90% of my art is I have to ship it to America. It's not sold in Israel. So everything's done in wooden boxes. So I'll have the crate.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, good. Okay, guys, we've been on for about 40 minutes or so. We'll send this as a video in case there's any of it that you want to go back and remember. Sophie and Rennie and Mary Lynn were texting in the chat. No, Art San Diego was canceled this year because of issues with the facility. So we're taking a look at alternate facilities for perhaps going back next year. The convention center didn't have any dates for us for next year either. So we're going to have to find an alternative facility if we're going to do San Diego. That's the San Diego story.
Maybe it's a sign that you should go somewhere else, like closer to the border.
I don't know about the closer to the border, but we're looking at a few other spots. So
maybe Chicago, I hear, is great.
Yeah, closer to the Canadian border would be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, you guys.
It's a sign.
Yeah. Have a good month. If you need anything, reach out. We're here, and we'll be talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for
Thank you,
everything.
guys.
Thank you.